Well, that's Calgary spirit, and we are so happy to be here. Wildrose family, right in the middle in the heart of Wildrose country. Now, Alberta is Wildrose country, so we're right in the middle of Alberta. Well, there's some rules here today. Apparently, I'm not supposed to take off my hat because I have hat head. And for me, it's hat head. For some people, it's hat hair. But when you have hair like this, it just sort of does whatever you tell it. Yeah, leave it on. I get that from my caucus. Speaking of caucus, is this not an incredibly large caucus? Look at this. Now, I've had a chance to work with this caucus for a couple of months. And I will tell you, there is no stronger group of individuals in Canada than these people right here, and they deserve another hand. Please give it to them. I'd also like to say a big hello to our other colleagues, members of Parliament from the federal government that are here tonight. Thank you very much for being here. And I know there's some councillors and some other individuals, but I'd also like to say thank you to another group of hard-working Albertans that without them we would not be here today, and we would not be here with the strongest caucus of all time for the Wildrose Party, and that is the candidates, the unsuccessful candidates that are here today. I'd like to say a big thank you to them. Now, I'm very proud of some things that have happened, and I'm not so proud of some other things. I'm an Albertan, and I'm not so proud of an NDP government, I have to tell you that. But I thought I'd get a couple of grumbles out of that. It wasn't my fault. I want to let you know that I didn't vote NDP. I promise. Anybody up here vote NDP? Anybody back here vote NDP? I've been asking for 3 months now, and nobody said they were going to vote NDP, and nobody for the last 2 has said they voted NDP, so I think we've got to check the numbers, because I don't know who did. Yeah. Well, it's been a very interesting time in politics, and I'm sure that not many of us would have predicted the outcome that we had. We thought that we were going to be taking on a PC juggernaut of 44 years, and we did take them on, and we did beat them into submission, but we didn't get government, so... next time. There will be a next time. And you know, that's exactly right, 4 years. Nobody expected Wildrose to be standing tall and strong and stronger than it's ever been right here today. And I'm very proud and humbled to be your leader, but I'm also proud of the group that we have. I don't think there's been a finer caucus in Canada ever, and certainly not in Alberta. I really appreciate these individuals. They give me sound advice. Doesn't matter whether it's on healthcare or finances. We are not just one person and a group of other people. We are a team, a very strong and proud team. You know, we are not here because of me. We are not here because of any one individual. We are here because of ideas and principles. Ideas and principles that stand strong and tall for Albertans. And that's exactly what we are going to continue to do over the next 47 months. We're going to stand up for principles that we believe in. We're going to stand firm on ideas that we so soundly have talked to our membership about and talked to Albertans about, and that are the ideas that Albertans want us to run on. And that's what we're going to fight for every single day in the legislature, and fight the NDP hordes, the socialist hordes, as Dave Yeager likes to put it. I think that's a good fitting description. I do need to find out if anybody in the audience is 100 years or older in age. Is there anybody here that's over 100 years old? I think that's a definite no. I'm not 100 years old, but I guess nobody has actually seen a change in government other than the one we saw by Peter Lougheed. So really, in 100 years, we've only seen one change in government. Now, we need to see a change in government in 4 years, and I hope you're listening to me, because we need your help to do that. And that will be historic, absolutely historic, and we can do that. I'm excited about it because I do think we can do it. And you know, we can do it because NDP governments in Canada don't have tremendous success. Because after after 4 years of beating you down in your financial position, people get tired of it, and I'm tired of it already, and it's only been a little time. I'm a little closer and more personal to it than the rest of you, as we all are, but frankly, sometimes I sit across the floor and I share a laugh with my colleagues, and we look across and we just cannot believe that this is actually happening in Alberta. We just can't believe it. It's so ridiculous. But the truth is that Albertans have spoken, and we respect that, but that doesn't mean we're going to sit down and take it. And you know, somebody said a long time ago, I think it was Margaret Thatcher, that said that the facts of life are conservative. And I couldn't agree more. The facts of life in Alberta are conservative. You know, I had a chance to meet with a former colleague here tonight. Minister from Saskatchewan, Jeremy Harrison, is here tonight, and some other people from Saskatchewan government. Let's hear it for Jeremy Harrison. And you know, I won't tell you exactly what we discussed, but they're pretty disillusioned with the NDP in Saskatchewan as well. You might have noticed that, because we've had a good immigration policy in the past from Saskatchewan that seems to be changing. So Jeremy, I hope you don't change anything now that you're the Minister of Immigration. I hope you don't change anything back. But you know, when we went to Ottawa in 2004, we actually believed in some things. We believed that free markets lead to prosperity. Believe that increased freedom leads to good government for everyone. You know, we believe that a small government leads to innovation, and that, bluntly, governments don't know how to spend your money. And people ask sometimes, how do you know, Brian, you know, why do you believe in that stuff? How did you come to believe those things? Well, it has a lot to do with who I am. And I know I look like a good cowboy up here, but I didn't actually ride many horses. I've ridden a couple. But, you know, it's who I am. It's how I was brought up, who my parents made, because my dad was a rancher, my mom was a farmer, and they believed in hard work. And as the youngest of 11 children, I was told how to work hard and given directions, and most of the time given a swift kick if I didn't obey very well. And that's not to say I kicked my caucus. Actually, it's probably the other way around. But, you know, I did work for a living. Before I became a lawyer, I actually had a full-time job. I was a lawyer as well. I was a politician and still am. But honestly, we do work for a living. I know it comes as a bit of a surprise. And I know that because I know what work is. I've been a printer. I ran a printing press. I ran a printing company and a sign company. I was a logger. I, you know, ran heavy equipment for a period of time. I was a farmhand and even a registered trapper, believe it or not. I actually can shoot a moose and do all those other things that we don't talk about in public afterwards. You know what is the best part about shooting a moose is that if you don't shoot one, the work doesn't really start. But as I said, I am the youngest of 11 children, and family means a lot to me. My family made the smart decision of giving up ranching because my dad said he doesn't buy lottery tickets, so without that $10 million, he wasn't going to be able to ranch anymore. But they made the smart decision of moving to Fort McMurray, to Alberta, in 1967 from West Bank. And I was 3 years old. I didn't have much choice in the decision, but I'm sure glad they made that decision. And we moved to Fort McMurray, and 1,500 people. And I will tell you, I'm going to bore you a little bit, Fort McMurray is an incredible place. And for those of you who don't know it, there are a lot of people from Fort McMurray here tonight. And, you know, some of those people moved to Calgary. I find that to be a shame, but I love them anyways. And I love Calgary, but Fort McMurray is a very special place. It's a special place because it has incredible people that are there. You don't find the cliques or the teams or the old money or the people hanging around and not talking to you. You find a young, vibrant population that is willing to open their home to give you a meal, that is willing to open their home to give you a place to sleep if you need it. But we make strong friendships there, and those bonds last forever. And I think that's the same way that Alberta is. We make bonds and we keep those bonds. And the bond that we're making right here tonight is the bond for a better Alberta. And it doesn't matter whether you're in Fort McMurray or Red Deer. And by the way, speaking of Red Deer, Bob Mills is here, a former member of Parliament from Red Deer. Is Bob here still? Could you just give Bob a welcome? I say that because Bob was one of the smartest people I've ever met on the environment, and I think he was didn't receive the recognition he should have in Ottawa, but you know, Bob, we are listening here in Alberta, and we're going to come up with some good practical environmental solutions for the future of Albertans that don't cut into our paycheck as this government's going to do. But I did want to tell you, you could clap for that, you know, that's not a bad thing to clap for. I said it during the campaign, and I'm going to say it again. Calgary and Fort McMurray are linked. And we're linked because we are a mini-me, a smaller version of the larger city. You know, you look at why people move to Alberta. They move to Alberta, they move to our cities because we are the land of opportunity in Canada and the world. You can come to Fort McMurray, you can come to Alberta with nothing. And you can, with hard work and with perseverance, you know what you can do? You can make a fortune or you can make a living. But whatever it is, you can make a better quality of life for your family if you're prepared to work hard, keep your nose to the grindstone, be honest, and just have a little bit of innovation. Hard work and good ideas is what built our province. And in our province, success is determined by your drive. By your drive and by your initiative and hard work. And clearly, this Wildrose caucus knows how to do that. 21 seats in 50 days. Now, I'm not going to go on for much longer, but I have to roll through pretty quickly. And I came back from serving in Stephen Harper's government because I felt that there was a need here. And I was also, frankly, very tired of traveling back and forth to Ottawa. Hi, Joan Crockett. She knows what I'm talking about. She'll figure it out after about 7 years. Monty knows what I'm talking about. He's here as well, Monty Solberg. So, you know, we know after 10 years in my case, and I think about 40 in Monty's. I'm not sure, Monty. Sorry. But a long time, you get tired of traveling back and forth. And you know what? Just like Monty, my home is Alberta. I love Alberta. And I don't want to be way out east in Ottawa. I want to be here in Fort McMurray with my family. Now, in 2004, when I went to Ottawa, I got involved in Ottawa because I saw things there that were not good. I saw years and years of entitlement, cronyism, and frankly, overspending. Now, I don't know if you see any similarity in what I'm saying about our past government, but on the overspending part, you're certainly going to see it on our current government. It's unbelievable, really. Now, friends, we have 4 years of an NDP majority government. It's ahead of us, not behind us. We wish it was. And I said it during the campaign, and I'll say it again today. We can work together on common interests. Wildrose members, Wildrose caucus, and Alberta at large can work together. But let's be clear. This NDP government gives no thought at all to fiscal responsibility or what will lead to long-term fiscal responsibility. They have no concern, they do not care, and they will not put their attention on it. They have two plans. Two plans. Plan number one, we're going to tax you. Plan number two, we're going to spend what we tax you, and we're going to spend some more. Or should I say we're going to spend and then tax? Because if you can believe it, friends, the NDP are increasing spending even faster than they can increase taxes. And do you know, we pay more per capita in Alberta than anywhere else in the country for our services, whether it's healthcare or other government services, we spend more. Just this week alone, the finance minister admitted that they're already looking for other new revenue. And you know when they say new revenue, I always wanted to do that, by the way, new revenue. Whenever they say new revenue, what they're saying to all of us is, how can we raise your taxes? Higher deficits. That's not the Alberta way. That's not the Wildrose way, and we're not going to stand for it. Higher taxes for high taxes' sake is the NDP plan. Tax, spend, tax, spend, spend. You know what? You cannot spend yourself into prosperity. The NDP call it the new Alberta advantage. I call it the new Alberta disadvantage. That's what the D stands for in NDP, by the way, if you didn't know. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think hiring anti-pipeline activists to run the energy department is an advantage. I don't think calling royalty reviews and playing games with our energy sector when they're already hurting is an advantage. I think it's shameful. I don't think having the highest taxes to operate a business, big or small, in all of Canada is an advantage. It's ridiculous. Businesses locate where they are most competitive. I don't think having the most expensive government in Canada is an advantage. Do you? Like most Albertans, we don't believe that. I'm hoping the NDP does what's best for Alberta. I really, truly am. But I don't think they're going to. Every indication is that they don't care what we think. Every indication is the NDP government will grow our bureaucracy. Is committed to growing our government even bigger than it is right now. And it's the biggest in Canada. Wildrose, on the other hand, has always been a party that stands up for ideas, good ideas, and principles. And I don't think that that opportunity to stand up for good principles and good ideas has ever been more evident than it is today, or ever been more necessary than it is today. It's about standing up and fighting for what you believe in. Now they told me to come here and make some jokes. I'm not very good at jokes. But I sort of feel like the joke's on us right now with the NDP government. Despite the actions of a few people, though, despite the actions of a few people that were interested only in their own self-preservation and what they could get out of the deal, I'm talking about those other people that will go nameless right now. But except for them, look at where we are today. Seriously, folks. We have the largest caucus we've ever had. I don't know if you saw the polls this morning. I'll tell you. I'll tell you about those polls if I can really quickly. If I get too boring, just start throwing things at me. I usually step aside then. But those polls were badly timed. They should have been on May 5th, right? But, you know, life goes on, folks. I will tell you this, that we have a great team. We're assembling an incredible team of staff. We were the first caucus to get geared up, first caucus ready with our offices, and we have a great team ready to go forward. But I will tell you this, that we cannot do it without you. And I'll get into that a little later, because some laws have changed and we need your help. But I really appreciate you coming here tonight. I really appreciate the staff that put on this event tonight, and I'd like you to, before I forget, which I sometimes do, I'd like you to thank Lee and her staff for doing an incredible job. You know, I know most people expect that I come here and everything shows up, but it doesn't work that way. From myself, from our team, I'd just like to say thanks for the great staff we do have, because, you know, through a very difficult time, they stayed with us just like you did. And, you know, this is how you build a team. You build it through tough times and getting better. And we've had some tough times, but we're holding together and we're doing very well. And now the only real question is, what do you do when you have common sense, small c, fiscal conservatives, and they have no place to go? I've been asked that 100 times a week. Have you guys been asked that? What about merger? Is that a dirty word? Oh, it's a dirty word, okay. It's not even 4 letters. But I get asked that all the time. So, you know, we've talked as a caucus and we've talked about things and what we're going to do. And the nice thing about our caucus is we talk about it as a team and we make decisions as a team. And that's what's so important, is that we have a great team. But there's no magic bullet to make sure that small c, common sense conservatives vote for the Wildrose. I've said it before, and all of our caucus has said it. It's pretty easy to merge. Pretty easy to unite the right. Buy a Wildrose membership. It's only $10. But let's be clear. Anybody want an NDP government for another 4 years after this 4? No. So, you see, I will be clear with you. I was not elected. I was not elected by Wildrose members or by Albertans to extend a lifeline to the PC party. I was not elected to do that, and I will not do that. It became very obvious to me some years ago that the PC party has been running on fumes. They have lost all moral authority to govern, and I think they're done. And I think most of us believe they're done, don't we? But I'm asking today for you to talk to your friends. And I'm asking today that if you have supported the PC party in the past, like everybody in Alberta pretty much that's lived here over 10 years has done, that you consider supporting the Wildrose party as we restore the power of common sense, conservative values, principles, and ideas across Alberta. I'm asking for your support. Now I'm asking for your support because there's only one alternative left. That's us. We are the only common sense conservative party left in Alberta that can form government. Wildrose is a rejuvenated political force. We have elected a very impressive and experienced group of men and women from all corners of this province like never before. We as a caucus intend on proving to Albertans that we can be trusted, on proving to Albertans that our ideas are good, and that we will stand by our principles and not succumb to the principles that the PC party did. And that one principle they always succumbed to was the principle that we will stay in power for any cost. We will not do that. Because when you do that, what happens is you compromise yourself and your own principles. I promise you that we will keep our promises of good ideas and principled stand. And as a result, if you support all of us, we will be your next government in 4 years. So I'm going to put a really good smile on my face for this one. So if you've been or are still a PC supporter, our doors are open. The Wildrose doors. And you can buy a Wildrose membership. Our doors are open, and we are a very reasonable, principled alternative to the PCs. You will like what you see because you can come and break bread with us and see some incredible people. You know, I was told that as a leader I should come in at the end to a drum roll, but I don't get to meet all of you if I do that. And I really like talking to you. I like hearing your ideas, I like hearing what you stand for, and I especially like your ideas on how to take down the NDP government. And honestly, folks, I am very humbled by your support. Our caucus, you know, when we sit down at our caucus meetings every week, we talk about how much support we get and how great it is to have the team behind us that we do have. But with the PC party in mind, let me talk about a little thing that's coming in the future, the immediate future. It's called a by-election in Calgary Foothills. Now, I'm pleased today to announce, to officially open the nomination vote scheduled for August 15th. This is that official announcement. And I want to be clear. We need to take down this NDP government in 4 years. As a result, Wildrose is open to all candidates who wish to serve Albertans with a common sense alternative to the NDP. With that in mind, I have asked our executive committee, and they have agreed, to grant all nomination contestants a waiver from Wildrose's 6-month membership rule for this by-election. Folks, I told you I announced earlier, you did not elect me to give the lifeline to the PCs, but you did elect me to become Premier of this province. And you elected these people to be the ministers of the Crown for the province of Alberta. So, to be clear, the decisions we are making are on the basis of what you told us to do. So if you are new to the Wildrose Party, but you are prepared to stand up for Wildrose policies and principles and conduct yourself according to Wildrose principles, you are welcome in this nomination contest. And friends, yes, it is good news. It really is good news. Friends, we'll need volunteers more than ever. I mean that. We do need volunteers more than ever, because unlike the New Democratic Party, or as I like to call it, the New Disadvantaged Party, we can't get union staff to go out and campaign for us while they're paid by somebody else. Now, for a government that's so politically correct on corporate and union donations, leaving loopholes seems to be a government reminder of the government we used to have. Wildrose won't do that. We need the help of everyone. We need the help of everyone on the ground to make sure that Calgary Foothills goes Wildrose. And I really mean it. We need to be on the ground in Calgary Foothills. We need to win this by-election in order to win in 47 months. And we need money. I know money is not a four-letter word, but everybody considers it to be dead. Dangerous or dirty. Sorry. But please, people are already leaving. I said money and they're already going. I have a hard time with the crowd. But to be successful, we need money and we need volunteers. And the rules have changed. The good news is, if you have a business, you can't donate to us anymore. The bad news is, if you have a business, you can't donate to us anymore. But we can get money in other ways, and we need your money, we need your support. But what I can promise you, if you do support us, we will not, and we all say this collectively, we will not let you down. We will not waste one penny of that money. Just like in the campaign, we will get best dollar for your money. Every dollar will make a difference. And I should let everybody know that we will do whatever it takes to win this nomination, this race, this election, except for we will not cheat. We will not compromise our principles. We will not do that. But I will say this, that in order to win this election, we will need your help and we will need your money. We don't need a lot, $100, $50, $25, $2,000. I know I'm pushing myself there, but we can't win it without you. And my staff are in the back. They have name tags, and they will collect money from you and give you receipts. And whatever amount you can do, they're waving over there, but please do. And it may seem like a small amount, $10 or $20, but it's a big amount to us. It's the only way we can win this election. In closing, since I've already gone over time by double, and I apologize to everybody that's standing around and in as much pain as I am right now, let me emphasize that Wildrose MLAs were elected to stand up for a prosperous and growing economy in Alberta. We will have to fight for these ideas because the NDP do not believe that is the way to go. The NDP government seems determined to do exactly the opposite. And they smirk, they smile, and they laugh when they do it. They do. They do not believe in any efficiencies. Do you know this is the most telling sign that there has not been one mention, not one mention by the NDP or one minister of the NDP government that we should look at anything to cut costs or to find efficiencies. Not one mention. And we have the most expensive government in Canada. That is just absolutely shameful. Wildrose will fight for a dynamic energy sector that creates jobs through increased development and more ways to get product to market. That means actually building pipelines. Yes, we are in favor of building pipelines. And Wildrose will always come down on the side of what's best for all Albertans. We will govern for all Albertans because, people forget this, but we're in it together. And what happens in Alberta affects all of us. In the near future, as much as I like the number 21, I'm hoping for the number 22. And I'm hoping for another number. That other number I'm hoping for is about 45 plus. And that's the number of MLAs we're going to elect next time. But we will only do it through groups like you, of common sense individuals who believe in good principles and good ideas and standing up for those. And hundreds and thousands of people across Alberta voted for us. and we came in second. We got 21 seats. From where we were, that's Mount Everest. But we will fight for the issues that Albertans care about. We will fight hard, and we will not stop. Friends, I won't take any more of your time. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the friends. Happy Stampede, and please give me your ideas. Give our caucus members up here your ideas. This is a great caucus. We appreciate all your support. Thank you so much for your time.